Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff advances to Italian Open 2025 semifinals by ousting Mirra Andreeva. American tennis star Coco Gauff is through to the semifinals at the 2025 Italian Open in Rome. The World No. 3 beat Mirra Andreeva in straight sets, 6-4, 7-6, 7-5, on Wednesday, 14 May, to set up a mouth-watering women's singles semifinal with the winner of the match between top seed Aryna Sabalenka and Olympic champion Zheng Qinwen, People's Republic of China. 2 days after dominating British star Mirra Andreeva 6-1, 6-2 in the quarters, the 21-year-old Gauff continued her impressive run on clay, having now won 9 of her last 10 matches on the surface. It was the fourth encounter between Gauff and Andreeva on the WTA Tour, with the Floridian taking all of them. Gauff has been spending a lot of time improving her footwork ahead of the second Grand Slam tournament of this season, the 2025 French Open at Roland Garros, and it paid off once again. "I'm feeling really good, and I feel I have a lot to improve on too," said Gauff, who is still looking for her first WTA title of the season. "When you're winning matches and you still feel like you have a whole ceiling to reach, it just makes you feel good." Thanks to her victory, the 2023 U.S. Open champion is guaranteed to become the new number 2 of the world rankings, overtaking Iga Swiatek, Poland. Later on Wednesday, the American was back on court in the women's doubles, having teamed up with Alexandra Illa in a quarter-final clash with Jasmine Paolini and Sara Errani. The Italian duo was victorious, 7-5, 3-6, 10-7. Coco Gauff powers into Italian Open 2025's semifinals with victory over Mirra Andreeva in a thrilling quarter-final match at the 2025 Italian Open. World No. 3 Coco Gauff showcased her resilience and skill, defeating 7th seed Mirra Andreeva 6-4, 7-6-5 to advance to the semifinals for the second consecutive year. A strategic battle on clay. The match unfolded on the red clay courts of Rome, where Gauff's tactical prowess was evident. She capitalized on 2 crucial breakpoints to secure the first set. Andreeva, known for her aggressive baseline play, mounted a strong challenge in the second set, briefly leading 3-2. However, Gauff's experience and varied play forced a tie-break, where she ultimately prevailed as Andreeva faltered under pressure. Gauff's impressive run. This victory marks Gauff's third semifinal appearance in Rome, underscoring her consistency on clay courts. Her recent form has been exceptional, with 9 wins in her last 10 matches, the only blemish being a loss to Aryna Sabalenka in the Madrid Open final. Off-court moments. During her post-match interview, Gauff lightened the mood by playfully stating her preference for cacio e pepe over the traditional Italian carbonara, inviting the crowd to boo her. The audience responded with silence, reflecting her growing popularity and the respect she commands on the tour. Looking ahead, Gauff's victory sets up a semifinal clash against either Aryna Sabalenka or Zheng Qinwen, promising another exciting chapter in her Italian Open journey as she continues to build momentum ahead of the French Open. Gauff's performance in Rome has solidified her status as a formidable contender in women's tennis. Coco Gauff advanced to the semifinals of the 2025 Italian Open with a 6-4, 7-6-5 victory over 7th seed Mirra Andreeva. The match, held on May 14, 2025, at the Foro Italico in Rome, marked Gauff's third career semifinal appearance in Rome and her second consecutive year reaching this stage. Tennis 365, +2. Reuters, +2. The U.S. Sun, +2. Talk.sport. Gauff, currently ranked World No. 3, extended her head-to-head record against Andreeva to 4-0. She capitalized on 2 breakpoints to secure the first set, and despite Andreeva's brief rally in the second set, Gauff's experience and varied play led her to a tie-break win. Reuters. With this win, Gauff has now won 9 of her last 10 matches, her only loss coming to Aryna Sabalenka in the Madrid Open final. She will face either Sabalenka or Zheng Qinwen in the Rome semifinals. Wikipedia, +3. Reuters, +3. Wikipedia, +3. In a lighthearted moment during her post-match interview, Gauff made a playful comment about preferring cacio e pepe over the traditional Italian carbonara, inviting the crowd to boo her. The audience responded with silence, highlighting her good-natured interaction with the fans. The U.S. Sun. Gauff's strong performance in Rome follows her impressive run to the final in Madrid, where she reached her first WTA 1000 final. Her consistent form on clay courts positions her as a strong contender for the upcoming French Open. The red clay courts of the Foro Italico held secrets in their dust, stories etched in the grind of souls and the skid of sliding rallies. As the sun cast its golden rays over the eternal city, it bore witness to a new chapter unfolding. One written with poise, fire, and the firm resolve of a young champion rising once more. Coco Gauff stood on the baseline, eyes steady, legs coiled, heart racing just slightly faster than usual. Across the net stood Mirra Andreeva, a fellow prodigy, her face an unreadable mask of calm fury. Gauff knew that look well. She'd worn it once herself when she was 15 and stared down legends. And now, she was the one being chased. The scoreboard read, 6-4, 6-6. T-break. The stadium hummed with an electricity that didn't come from any power line. It came from the tension between two young stars pressing against their limits. Chapter 1. The Shift. Coco had always known Rome was a city of echoes, of ancient glories and crumbling empires, of triumph and tragedy. But she wasn't here to contemplate ruins. She was here to build her own monument. In Madrid a week earlier, she had made her deepest WTA 1000 final run, only to fall to Aryna Sabalenka. That loss had left a mark. Not bitterness. Coco never sulked. It left hunger. Andreeva had started this match like a woman with a plan, angles, top spin, and the surprising calm of someone who knew she had nothing to lose. Gauff struggled early to find her rhythm. For every booming forehand, Mirra had a lob or a drop shot that forced Gauff to bend, reach, chase. But what Mirra didn't realize was that Coco loved the chase. By the time the first set slipped into Gauff's column, 6-4, she was no longer reacting. She was dictating. Chapter 2. The Mirror. In the second set, the teenager from Russia struck back with defiance. She was not just here to learn, she was here to win. On a changeover, Coco sat quietly, towel over her lap, and looked briefly into the stands. Her parents were there, as always. Faces unreadable but quietly supportive. Her coach gestured small adjustments. Body alignment, second serve placement. But Coco wasn't watching them. She was watching herself. Not in the literal sense, but in the girl across the net. Mirra reminded her of what it meant to be fearless. To not yet know the weight of expectations. There was a time when every win Coco earned felt like a marvel. Now they felt like necessities. She was no longer the hunter. She was the prize. But today, something else burned within her. Not pressure. Not fear. Purpose. Chapter 3. The Tiebreaker. 6-6. The second set refused to yield. The Italian crowd leaned into every point, cheers rising like waves against the clay shore. Coco steadied herself. Her serve had been reliable today, not just in power, but in placement. She bounced the ball twice, tossed it high, and sent a missile down the tee-ace. 1-0. Mirra returned fire. 2 deep rallies, 1 drop shot winner, 1 lucky net cord. 2-2. The points grew longer, tighter. At 5-5, they stood locked, staring down each other like gladiators. And then came the point. Coco served. Mirra returned with a floating backhand. Gauff sprinted in, not cautiously, but with conviction, and hit a cross-court forehand that bent space and time. Winner.